I just took a nap in bed, and when I woke up, what I saw left me frozen in shock. My entire neighborhood had turned into an ocean. Water was still seeping into my apartment. I grabbed my things and got ready to take my son out of there, but when I rushed out the door, the hallway was already packed with neighbors, everyone scrambling to get to higher ground. To stay alive, I carried my son on my back and followed the crowd upward, but the stairwell was completely jammed, and we couldn't move an inch. With no other choice, I carried my autistic son toward the other stairwell, but when I got there, the neighbors who'd been stuck in the hallway had already fallen into the water, screaming for help. There was no time to think. I climbed frantically toward higher floors, but the upper floors were already packed with people. Some residents still hadn't grasped the danger, and were even inviting others into their apartments. That's when I heard a familiar voice, and I turned to say hello. But in that split second, my son had vanished. I panicked and burst into a nearby apartment to search for him. I looked everywhere but couldn't find him, and I nearly lost my own life in the process. A massive wave slammed into the building, swallowing the entire room in seconds. Thank God I knew how to swim. I held my breath and searched desperately for my son, and I finally found him in one of the rooms. But when I tried to leave, the door wouldn't budge. Just then, a man forced the door open from outside and pulled us both to safety. Even better, after we worked to revive him, my unconscious son finally woke up and softly called out, "Mom." Turns out, the man worked for a high-level research institute. I was a key scientist there, so his mission was to get me safely to the rooftop, where a helicopter would pick us up. But on our way up, my son suddenly said his stomach hurt and he needed the bathroom. I had no choice but to find one. We finally found an empty apartment, but it wasn't safe. The pipes were groaning under pressure, like they could blow any second. The moment I smelled gas, I grabbed my son and ran. We barely made it out before an apartment up ahead exploded. We turned back, but that way was just as dangerous. We were trapped, with no way forward and no way back. Staying there meant certain death. So the man decided to climb to a higher floor, but my son was too young to understand. He clung to me and wouldn't let go. In the chaos, I plunged into the water. Luckily, I managed to grab a piece of floating debris and stay afloat. My son was still waiting for me on the 10th floor. I had to take the stairs to get back to him, but just then, I heard a girl crying for help from inside the elevator. I couldn't just leave her. I ran upstairs to grab some tools, then rushed back to help. But by then, the water had risen much higher, and worse, the girl had gone silent. Realizing she didn't make it, I turned back to find my son. But when I found him, something was wrong. I rushed into a nearby apartment, mixed some sugar water, and got him to drink